Today we're talking about leveling up, a mechanic that turns your creatures into unstoppable monsters. After turn 6, 12, maybe a few side quests thrown in there too. Welcome back to Commander Class episode 137, a series where we get a small little bit of Commander and break it down into bite-sized chunks. Today we're going to be talking about the mechanic called leveling up. It's a mechanic that kind of gives an RPG type of vibe when it comes to Magic the Gathering. It's a very old mechanic. It is now very, very underpowered. And personally, I'm not the biggest fan of it, but I have seen a few people make it broken by like the 1 or 2 cards, plus adding like 6 other cards on top. But let's talk about the functionality of it. Is it cool or not? And whether if it has a place on your commander table. But before we start leveling up our creatures, let's level up our wardrobe. I've got a little shop where I sell Magic the Gathering TCG t-shirts and hoodies for gamers, casual and chaotic nonetheless. If you like what I do in Commander Class, pick something up. It is a great way to support the channel. You can also like and subscribe and watch more of my content. There'll be links in the description. Check it out and treat yourself. So let's start this off by explaining what is level up. This ability is written level up cost. Anytime he or she can cast a sorcery, a player may activate the level up ability of the leveler creature to put a level counter on it. Leveler creatures increase in power and gain new abilities as they accumulate level counters, as indicated by the 3-strip brand in the text box. So what is that in layman's terms? Pretty much, if you look at the card, it will have a bunch of levels on it, and it'll start off with 0. When you play the creature, it's probably something like a 1/1, and then it will have a cost on it to level it up. Some levels will take a few counters, so if you have a, we'll say 1/1, and you put a level counter on it, maybe nothing will happen. However, if you put 2 or 3, it might become a 2/2 with flying. Then if you put another 3 or 4 on it, it might become a 4/4 with first strike and flying. It is kind of like a play this early game, put your spare mana in it to make it grow bigger so it doesn't lose kind of anything. Or that it becomes a dud creature. Leveling up your creature adds power and toughness and some keywords depending on the cards you have. You can only do this at sorcery speed though. The best way to do is picture it as a RPG character that you're leveling up throughout the game. And I'm pretty sure, correct me if I'm wrong here, proliferate works too. But is it good in Commander? Unless you have a strategy with it, the way Magic's been going, I don't think it is good anymore. It used to be when I played back in Dominaria, it was okay. There was a handful of cards that were good. However, when you have mana, you want to play the cards in your hand or activate abilities that are way more powerful. You don't want to pay, we'll say 2 to 4 mana for the potential of nothing to happen. You just get closer to making a creature become a 1/1 to a 2/2, where I would rather spend the 3 mana putting a 1/1 counter on it and then proliferate it. However, there is ways to work around it. If you have a proliferate deck and you have a creature that's roughly the same, but this becomes more powerful, you could switch it out. But if you have decks with like Dublin Season or cards that have the effect like Dublin Season, putting cards like this in does seem worth it. And then when it comes to leveling all cards, there is 1 or 2 infinite combos, so again people put it in just solely for that interaction. The biggest problem with them now is that they are slow. There is more powerful creatures for less mana that do more, that have activated abilities that will do more than any of these cards ever will. They seem to be lost in time, so only nostalgic players will actually ever care for these. They're really, really slow compared to how Magic is now. But if you've never seen any of these cards, you get cards just like Hex Drinker, Kargan Dragon Lord, Lighthouse Chronologist, Transcendent Master, Coral Helm Commander, Eco Mage, Grohl Draz Assassin, Hedron Field Persist, Kassandu Tuskcaller, Lord of the Shattering Skull Pass, Student of Warfare. There is not much more to talk about these leveling up cards. I'm pretty sure I've gone through everything I could potentially think of for a beginner. Personally, I think this is a mechanic that is dead and gone. Maybe if they add in a few other cards, However, it'll be very difficult to do with how Magic's grown since they've last made these leveling up cards. But if you have any of these cards that you absolutely love and why, let me know in the comments down below. While you're down there, remember to like and subscribe and do all that YouTubey stuff we always ask you for. Remember to watch more of my content, and if you liked this Commander class, I have last week's Commander class here, a playlist of every Commander class I've done here, and a subscribe button here, and I shall see you all in the next video.